Okay, hopefully I'm live. Um, I am Chloe. Welcome to Night Right because it is nighttime. I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. A night right on a Thursday. Here we are. It is just me right now. Sandy will be joining in a little bit though, so you will not have to listen to me ramble by myself tonight. Yay! Um, but anyways, thank you for joining. We're going to be doing a 10-minute sprint in just a couple minutes here, and then we'll be doing 20s for the rest of the evening. We're going to be going for 2 hours tonight. I look really bedraggled on the monitor and like flushed and fluffy. Like I have just run myself into the ground today, but I'm feeling really good. I got a short story written this morning. I did end up getting that done I got it done before 1. So that was good. And then I finished the first chapter for my Vela story. Finally. It is a long first chapter, but also the way that Vela works, I feel like I want to have a long first chapter. I know some people are like, no, you want to have short ones and just like get that money ASAP. But I feel like I'm begging people to read by giving them long first chapters. So my first Vela chapter is 3,000 words, and I am okay with that. So tonight, I think I'm working on another short story, except I have no idea what that short story is going to be. So I might not, because I do know what the next chapter of my Vela story, which I should probably just start naming. It is an academy romance, and it is named Worthy Girl at the moment. I don't know if that is sticking or not. I don't have to commit to anything yet. So I don't know what I'm doing yet, but let me know what y'all are working on in comments. We got people here already. Yay. I was worried posting this so late. Like, oh God, nobody's going to come. But I have Kenan. Is it Kenan? If it is not Kenan, please correct me in comments. But we have Kenan here. Welcome. I don't believe I have seen you before. Welcome. Thank you for joining. I have a Rose here. Rose is watching her son's soccer practice, and it is 53 degrees and windy. So that doesn't sound fun at all. I did actually leave the house today and got some physical activity in. I said I was going to do it, and I did it. Proud of myself. By physical activity, I mean I walked like a mile. But I mean, baby steps, right? And it was like 68 degrees. So it's delightful out. And actually, I'm now realizing that I might be sunburned slightly. Kenan's in Arizona, so that is also warm. And they're working on a new fantasy book. Awesome. And then we've got Better Day Zellers here. Hello. And we've got Shadow here. And Shadow is working on dinner. Keenan. Okay. Sorry I called you like Kenan 8 million times before I scrolled down that far. Keenan, got it. And hello, Nora. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. We are going to go ahead and get our first sprint going now. Again, we're just going to do 10 minutes to start. Oh, look, that was the last time I did a sprint today. That was for the last show. We're going to start out with 10 just to warm up, and then we'll be doing 20s for the rest of the evening. We'll probably have like three to four 20s in, depending on when Sandy jumps in and everything goes nuts. Keenan, my real name is Alicia, and no matter how, like, they'll see it written and they will pronounce it wrong, or I will pronounce it and they will spell it wrong. So I am right in the same boat as you. I just happen to have one of those names that has 3 different spellings and 3 different pronunciations. So I'm there with you. I use pen names for this, though. Anyways, and I should have posted that on the screen for anybody who is over on the Twitch side of things to understand. But anyways, 10 minutes on the clock. Go get some words in, everybody. Okay, we are back. A weird moment in my life just now. I go out to get a drink I wanted. We always have the little cans of cherry Coke. I don't know why, but that is exactly the amount of soda I ever want, and I want it like twice a week. So I went out to get one. I left the camera running in case you ever wonder if I forget that. I don't. If there is a cat on my bed, I leave it on so you guys can get some cat cam action. Um, Anyways, I went to get the soda. Thank God I did, because I am making rye bread right now, and it didn't warn me to spray the saran wrap that I put over it. But man, was that like a hair's breadth away from it. And that is some sticky ass dough. I can't believe I just used the phrase sticky ass in reference to dough. That is how much my life has changed in the last 10 years anyways. If you don't get the joke, it's totally fine. You don't need to get the joke. Has nothing to do with ass. Doesn't matter. But anyway, so I sprayed it, and then I went into the fridge to get the cherry Coke, and I see somebody, like there's more than two people here. Somebody did not replace the cherry Cokes in the fridge when he drank the last one. So, we just got our Subscribe and Save, Amazon Subscribe and Save. And I knew that there is a case of Izzy's in that Subscribe and Save. So I opened the box. It was real heavy, and I thought, that's weird. I wonder what else is in here, because the cat food is in that one. Super strange, but okay. I open it up. There's 2 fucking cases of Izzy in there. I don't know how I screwed up the Subscribe and Save. I swear I like deleted one of the cases permanently. There's 2 different flavors. We switched from one flavor pack to the other. Also, we have like 3 cases of it downstairs. This is a problem. We used to just get it as like a filler for Subscribe and Save when we didn't have enough to get the big discount. And now we just keep getting more and more Izzy's. We are just drowning in Izzy. I love them, but we have so much Izzy. So, make a long story short, I now have a case of Izzy just like tucked under my desk over there. Like, I've got a little snack cubby because I'm a trash person, and the snack cubby is now off-brand Cheez-Its and oyster crackers and a case of Izzy. I wrote 87 words in that sprint for obvious reasons that I was dealing with this. And also, my last scene, so I mentioned during the first little thing that I'm writing, it's an academy paranormal romance that I'm writing. It is also fun with portals. And right off the bat, they're like bouncing around in portals. So as they were going through the last portal, everything was falling apart, and 2 of them were talking as like the portal. So I was like, I had to get everything lined up for that as well. So, and I wrote that earlier today. So I was like, I don't actually remember what either of them were saying. So I had to find that, and I had to fix some punctuation because I was writing on my phone, and my phone doesn't have an M dash, of course. I mean, it probably does somewhere if I dug long enough, but it's not worth the effort. So, being neurotic as I am, I fixed some of my M dashes as well. I hope you guys were more productive in that last sprint. Also, we are going into a 20-minute sprint, which I will get going in about 30 minutes. So 30 seconds, 20-minute sprint, 30 seconds. Hopefully we'll all be more productive in that sprint. Thank you, Nora. I hope that it is going to be a fun story that many, many people will read and continuously give me money for. I'm not the Vela / it already exists as like Radish and Dream and I think Wattpad has a paid version. Wattpad Stories, I don't know, but I'm not like a fan of the model. But if readers like the model, I'm not gonna judge readers. I'm gonna give them stuff that hopefully they will take in exchange for money. Okay, let's do our next sprint. Again, we are doing 20 this time. After this, I think Sandy is going to be here after this, so we'll probably do like a 10-minute break after this one, but we'll just do a little shorty right now. So 20 minutes on the clock. I will see you guys at 8:42. Okay, that was time on that sprint. Let me know how you did. It looks like Sandy is taking longer than she thought. Sandy's dealing with a baby, and this was something that popped up at the last minute. So we'll get Sandy when we get Sandy. I did write a bunch of words, though. I wrote like 400 words. I'm doing this story in 2 scenes per chapter. Usually Academy romance is at least paranormal. I know that there is Academy outside of paranormal, but this is paranormal. I usually it is first person present, and it is 1 to 2 perspectives. It is either her perspective or it is hers and his. That's not what I'm doing, again, because I'm serializing this. So I've decided to stick with third person past, and I'm not head hopping. I do always do deep third if I am doing third, but I am bouncing around characters from scene to scene. So the first 2 scenes were, there's definitely like a main character. My main character is Shay, who the romantic lead is going to change, right? Because it's serialized. So I can't, I'm going to have that, like, the one guy who's always going to kind of be the guy, but it's going to bounce some. It's not going to start with him. So the first chapter was her perspective, Shay's perspective, and then one of the guys. And now this scene is her best friend, who was also getting sucked into this whole thing. And then the next scene is going to be hers. And that's going to be my plan, is that every chapter is going to be 2 scenes, and one is going to be Shay's, and one is going to be another major character from it. It's just depending on where the series goes, who's going to be the main character for that. And, I want to get that bouncing going now so it doesn't throw people off when, like, Reese is kicked out for Maxwell or whatever. So anyways, that's what I'm doing. I'm writing Avery for the first time. Avery is her best friend, and I am enjoying Avery's character. Also, I don't know. Okay, so I have never been to New Orleans, and I have a scene that is very, very briefly in New Orleans. Again, this is portals, so you're only going to be there for a minute. So if any of you happen to know this, I would love to have the answer. If you go to New Orleans, if you go to Bourbon Street specifically, outside of Mardi Gras, are you still going to see the Mardi Gras colors? Are you still going to see the purple, green, and yellow, or does that get put away until the next Mardi Gras? So if anybody happens to be familiar enough with New Orleans to have the answer to that, to whether these people should be, whether there should be the colors happening or not, outside of Mardi Gras, let me know. Let's see. Comments. Keenan does not know how much he wrote either. Yeah, it depends on what app I'm writing with. I bounce around on writing apps, so sometimes it's really easy for me to keep track, and sometimes it's not. I just happened to start this scene or this chapter. So I know in the last 2 breaks I wrote 463 words, and I know that first one I didn't write that many. That's the only reason I have a good number right now. 7,197 so far. Awesome. Allie ate dinner and read some of the last Lord of the Rings books I have never read. That's a lie. I tried to do book on tape when I was in college because I was commuting an hour. And I got all the way to the second book. Audiobook. That's what they're called now. I still call them books on tapes, like a goddamn boomer, whatever. But they were on CDs. Yeah. Anyways, I listened to them back in college. I got to, I believe it was the second one. I got to the talking trees. And I was like, I'm going to crash my car into a bridge to make this end, so I should stop listening to these. If it is your jam, rock on. Not my jam. But Allie is editing and rewriting a YA novel. Awesome. Um, Shadow worked on food. Nothing wrong with that. My next sprint is going to be a food sprint because it is about time. God, my cat's adorable. Sorry. It's going to be about time to get that rye bread in the oven. And let's see, Nora is drafting a YA fantasy adventure. Spent most of this sprint researching some architectural details for the world building since you're basing it off your country and culture. I love that. I love doing stuff like that. I get sucked down like research holes so bad. But I absolutely love doing like working on stuff like architecture and also doing world building with fantasy based on other cultures, especially like if it is not like I don't know, I feel like it's the two dragon places of like the British Isles and um China/Japan that most fantasy ends up in. And if it is something different, like I love the fact that Shadow and Bone was Eastern Europe. You know, it's fantasy, but it's absolutely getting the society based on Eastern Europe. And then there was another big series at that time, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, who that series took place, I believe it was Prague was kind of what it was built off of. It did actually start in Prague, and that was kind of like the whole basis of society. So anyways, I love when fantasy like bucks the usual cultures for something different because there are so many like there's so much fun stuff already in this world. You just have to find it. I don't know what Toki book is. I'm sorry, Shadow. I don't know what's going on in your comments. Ooh, North Africa. That is. Oh, I'm excited about that. It's very rare that you get anything African. Which I mean, our shitty world, right? But that's fantastic. I love that. I don't know if I've ever read anything like fantasy that was based. Like, I've definitely read stuff that takes place in North Africa, but not anything fantasy. So best of luck to you. That's fantastic. Okay, let's go ahead and get our next sprint going so I can deal with my rye bread. We're going to go for 20 minutes again this time. It is 8:50 here in Atlanta. So we are going to, I'll see you guys again at 10 past the hour. Oh, it's free audiobooks. Gotcha. Okay. I it was actually a borrow from the library. Way back in the day when my library, they probably still do have books on CD, but I haven't physically been in a library for a while because I have digital libraries now. Okay, let's go do the next 20. I'll see you guys at 11 past now. We are back, and we have a Sandy, which is great because I have a timer that's going to go off any second.
You got this.
Yes.
I can.
Sandy, did you get anything done in that sprint?
I actually am working on creating the title for that fourth book. So surprisingly, yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. I feel decent about that. And I have almost an hour here to actually work. So I'm feeling good. What about you? How have you been doing with your
20-minute sprints. I had to deal with bread, and I'm about to have to deal with bread again. But I got some stuff done. I'm working on the Academy romance right now.
Okay.
I was going to work on short stories, but then short stories didn't happen. And there is my timer. So I will be back in a couple of minutes. I will leave you a very disturbed looking chonk.
That's funny. So while Chonk stares at the screen and Chloe goes and deals with bread, I guess tell me what you guys are working on today. I catch me up. I am still triaging projects myself and trying to figure out what's the thing I can possibly get done in like the maybe 20 minutes to an hour that I have a day when I'm super lucky. And I think that's the year I'm going to have. But so here's what I'm working on right now. So I need to come up with a title for the fourth book in my epic YA fantasy saga that I probably should never have written. Not because it's bad, but because I think I've created a saga that could go on for like a really long time. And you should always create projects that end. Like you should never do what Sandy does and create a project that could just go on for book after book after book, not unless you're like writing middle grade. So I needed to do like the fourth title in my YA series. And I'm getting so like at what point are your titles too matchy? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you worry about this, Chloe? You probably do.
No, clearly I don't, because my primary series, every book has the same title.
Oh, right. You worry about you make it matchy. Yeah. So I currently have.
Also, I baked that bread, Bernie.
Is your bread okay?
So this recipe, I was supposed to bake it at 425 for 15 minutes, but my oven is jacked up and decided to bake it. So I was supposed to bake it at 425 for 15 minutes and then turn the temperature down to 375 and bake it for 20 to 25 minutes. I tried to bake it for 425 for 15 minutes, but my oven actually decided to do more like 450. So it's already burnt on top. So right now I have the oven door open to drop that temperature down. And then I'm actually going to bake it more at like 325 for 20 minutes to hopefully get the center done. But fuck this whole bread. Anyways, I think for YA, you don't need to worry so much about matching titles because I feel like a lot of YA series have matching titles.
Yeah, so this is the fourth book, right? And like after this, I don't even know where the story, like I have like a vague idea of where the story is going, but like it could just go on and on and on.
Your titles are very deliberately designed to be those matchy titles.
They have been so far, yeah. And so I need it to be matchy, but I don't want it to be campy, I think is the best way to put it. Do you know what I mean? Like so like right now I'm messing around with words like guardians and sacred oath, and I'm thinking like I might need to not do something like guardians or oath or sacred. And I love Power Thesaurus for creating titles. So I will
I
come up
love
with
Power
something.
Thesaurus for everything.
Yeah, yeah,
It was
it's a good.
literally just on Power Thesaurus in the last sprint.
Power Thesaurus is amazing. I mean,
Yeah,
that is totally the place to go when you're not sure how to describe whatever.
yeah. Or you know exactly how to describe it, but you can't use that word for some reason. What are you Oh, it's because there's a cat toy here. Never mind. That's what the
Like
cat is doing.
you want to say something like Guardians, but you're going to have to come up with something else. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I just thought of a word. I'm going to use Raiders. Everything could be Raiders. I mean, I know Raiders are Raiders of the Lost Ark, but like this is the fourth book.
Yeah, but
I'm
like
not
there's
that
also a
concerned.
sports team.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, I like Raiders. Raiders is a great word. Doesn't get used that much.
It doesn't.
But it's like a real common word.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. I'm going to find a way to use that word in this title. Yeah. Yeah. Um, and that won't be matching to anything except for Raiders of the Lost Ark. Um, should we do another sprint? I feel like
Yes,
we should.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So we are going to do another 20. It is 9:17 here in Atlanta, so we will see you guys at 37 past. Okay, time is up. Why did I not hit the right button the first 7 times? It's okay. Time is up. Bread is out of the oven. It is absolutely burned on the top, but hopefully it's only the crust is burned. It's a rye bread, and it is like a rock solid crust, which is not what I usually want in rye bread. I'm on this adventure where I am baking recipes from the British baking show, the British Bake Off, and this was a recipe for rye bread. Obviously, every single one of them I have some ridiculous drama with, and this one was obviously no exception. So I have burned rye bread. That's okay. That's okay because I have this handsome boy right here. Anyways, let me know how you guys did. I did a bit of writing and then realized that I just wrote this entire scene assuming something with my character that was incorrect. Also, hey Sandra and hey Laura, thank you for joining. Welcome back. Good to see you guys again. I just saw you guys this morning. We do have one more sprint today, so but yeah, I completely like screwed up my magic system in this, and I thought my character's magic worked a different way, and the entire comic relief of this scene was based on him taking his clothes off because he was burning up, but actually because of his magic he would be super cold right now, so I just had to like rewrite half of this scene. But I did replace part of the comic relief with describing his hug as being hugged by a Thanksgiving turkey. So,
well, so that always
Thanksgiving turkey. So I did get some humor in there.
Is this is an Academy thing, right?
Yes.
I'm reading Abe's Summer Vacation right now, and there are a lot of gems in terms of humor.
I hope that's a good thing.
It is. It's a good thing. Also, some support for you. Chandra says that when people are freezing, they tend to strip.
That is absolutely true. They usually when people die because they get stuck on a mountain in a blizzard, usually they're found naked because when you get that cold, you think that you're on fire and you strip. Unfortunately, this is a guy who's just, his magic does this if he expends too much of it, and he is an instructor at this academy, so he would absolutely be familiar with what was going on. But yes, that is absolutely true. It is a good fact for everybody to know if you're writers, because I feel like every one of us at some point is going to have somebody slowly freezing to death on a mountain. I'm not even making a joke there.
I agree with you. I think that that's something that it's just a fun problem to give somebody, right? Yeah. Because it doesn't feel like reality.
Yeah. So. Also, dead bodies are landmarks on Mount Everest when you're climbing Mount Everest. Like they use corpses as their like marker points.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah. Because like most people are wearing like really colorful stuff. You know, like most mountain climbing gear is really colorful, so they're easy to see.
Why aren't those bodies removed?
Well, because it's too expensive, basically. It's almost impossible to climb Mount Everest, so it's not like somebody can go in behind you and clean up. They have removed some bodies. I know they actually did have recently in the last couple of years, they had a big initiative to get rid of some of the dead bodies. I wish that I was making all of this up, and this is 100% true, as Chandra is verifying. Yeah, it is just like the unfortunate reality of doing something like that. It is extremely dangerous, and I'm pretty sure more people have died than have survived trying to do it. Or back in the day, actually, I hear that they're pretty good at it now. But yeah, if like, the weather goes wrong at all, then yeah.
And now I'm reading a New York Times article about how global warming is making it so that more bodies are
totally fine.
Yeah. Wow. That's, oh my gosh. I think, sorry, I missed part of that break. I had a baby, emergency. He needed to be fed.
Yes.
But I think we should, let's not talk about bodies. Let's write. Are we at writing? I think we're at
I
writing.
will add one more thing. So it risks the lives of people to retrieve the bodies, Chandra just said, and that's absolutely true. Also, of course, the higher up that a person is when they die, the more difficult it is to get them. So there's, yeah, just so you know, if you ever are writing a story where somebody is climbing Mount Everest or K2 or, any of the big boys, this is absolutely part of the reality of that. Sandy wants to do the next sprint though, so let's go ahead and do that. Sandy, you got here just in time.
Yeah. Do you know a frozen body can weigh over 300 pounds? Let's definitely write.
Holy cow! I guess that makes sense that your clothes like absorb the water and then if you freeze, yeah. Holy cow, though. Okay, that was something new to me. But obviously, I know a lot about this topic.
Yeah.
Okay, we are gonna go one more. Are you good for another 20 minutes, Sandy? It's gonna run us a little bit past 10.
Yeah, I can do 20 more.
Okay, so we're going to do one more 20, and that will be the end of our show. But we're going to do one more 20, and then we're going to have our sign-offs. Probably a little bit more dumb conversation, but at least stay for this 20. We'll see you guys at just past 10. So apparently, I have ruined everybody's productivity and also 2 loaves of rye bread. I don't know if it's because they burnt or because I can't accept how much salt needs to go into a loaf of bread because it seems like an insane amount to me. Or if it's because the sunflower seeds were rancid.
Ooh. That's
They were borderline, but I didn't think that they were that borderline. So they might not have been. It might have been everything coming together to bad. But anyways, it is the most unimpressive loaf of bread I've ever baked yet. And that's saying something. But that's okay. Did you get some work done, Sandy?
Yeah, I decided with title. I think I'm going to call it Wardens of the Sacred Area.
Okay.
I see it. And I should find a way to post it. Wardens of the Sacred Area. Because the book is about one of the civilizations that's like that's been living in secret. I think that works. I think I can stick with it. It's dramatic. It makes zero sense unless you look up the words. I feel like that's very YA.
Yeah, I totally do, especially airy. I just feel like airy is always a good word to shove in when you don't really know what you're doing, but like you want it to sound kind of magical.
Airy is totally magical. I thank you, Power Thesaurus, and then I think I'm gonna I have a symbol now for the middle of the book, so that's like a huge part of the battle done. Because worst case scenario, then I have the cover designer design the cover, but not put the blurb on the back of the book.
Exactly.
And I can live with that. I can post a blurb later on. So that's massive progress for Sandy.
I like it.
Should it be wardens or warders?
No, wardens.
Wardens.
Yeah.
Warders is kind of flashier, but I think people aren't going to know what it means. I think it's going to sound too.
It's going to sound made up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Rosalind, I just looked that up and that is insane. Oh my God. COVID nightmare. And Sandra finished work and watched some WandaVision. I have decided not to watch the MCU shows because that's just not really my jam anyways. I do watch all of the movies, but not the shows. I've heard good things about the show, about WandaVision, and everybody keeps telling me I need to watch it. And I keep telling them that they are my 2 absolute least favorite characters from MCU, and everybody keeps saying, no, you'll love it. And no. But I hope you're enjoying it. I know it's like a weird show to get into. I'm almost done with that scene. And it is a shorter scene, but also I feel like I haven't developed this character enough, and I'm probably going to have to add some exposition to it at some point because this is like a new character's perspective, and I really don't think I gave much of a vibe for this character. Especially because I had to remove the part where she is sneaking a glance at the naked guy because it turned out he wasn't naked. But like Academy, a lot of it is reverse harem, and I didn't actually want to write that, but I kind of was like, maybe her best friend has a harem going on through the show, and this is the best friend's perspective. So I was like, I kind of want to build that as soon as possible, but who knows? So anyways, I wrote most of that scene. I was gonna say, how did I only write 964 words in this show? But that's right, the bread. The damn bread.
The bread caused all of it.
The bread and the error and the having to reread the last scene. You weren't here for that part, but like both of my characters were talking right before they went through the portal, so their words got cut off, and I had to like start them mid-sentence, and I was like, I have no idea what they were talking about.
Oh, that's funny. They went through you had to go back and find out what they were talking about. That's hilarious.
Yeah, because they were both like mid-sentence as they went through the portal, so I needed to finish that sentence.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love cover design so much. I'm sorry, it's 10 and I'm tired. And I have to go, you guys. So because I'm going to make no sense and be able to follow nothing at this point. There's nothing left in here.
No, we're done. We should go. I'm just going to tell you guys that I'm going to try to do tomorrow morning, but I haven't scheduled it because I don't have faith in myself. And I feel like as soon as I schedule a morning show, I'm not going to be able to sleep and it's going to get screwed up. So I am going to attempt to do a 10 a.m. to 12 Eastern show tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. If not, we will be back next week, definitely next Wednesday, if not before then. Maybe I'll keep doing these night shows. I don't know what my life is anymore. So I think that's everything for us, right?
I think that's everything. Yes.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like I said, I'm empty. So
yeah. All right, you guys. Good luck. Be productive. We will see you later.
And thanks for joining us.
Yeah.